How's it hanging, dudes? My name is Sean, and welcome back to another Jurassic World Evolution video. And yeah, wait, back-to-back evolution uploads? Oh, it hasn't happened in a little while, right? Okay, so what we're going to do today, I want to talk a little bit about the update, but as far as the thumbnail and title goes, I definitely want to show you guys how to do some cool things with the terrain and what few tools we have, and how to make the best out of a not so good situation. And this will be kind of like the best you can possibly do with your terrain editing tools before some of the updates get rolled out. And now the first update is going to be a lot of just bug fixes, patches, and stuff like that. No big deal. But hopefully we'll be able to, hopefully they'll expand on that now that our prayers have been answered and they've actually talked to us, said something. Whether people are on vacation or not, there's a whole communication team, and it's not that hard to tweet something. You're doing it constantly for Planet Coaster, and I don't really care if Planet Coaster's their baby because, dinosaurs are our baby, and they're working with this community now, so, gotta kind of be on that. Anyway, since they are talking to us, and they are letting us know that fixes are going to be happening, and we will get some updates. What are some of the things we're going to want to be looking for? Well, we're going to show the limits of the terrain of what we can do and how nice we can do, what we can do, different things we can do. Also, before we get started, guys, I want to bring Hungry Shark to the channel. It just came out on console yesterday. I want to pick up that game, so let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Hungry Shark, because man, if it's it's not going to be like Maneater, but it's definitely something to get started, right? I like Hungry Shark, so let me know in the comment section below, guys. Get down there, type. And also we also have a bunch of different kind of park builds coming, and well, if you guys have different kinds of ideas about park builds and what we can do, different stuff we can do in Jurassic World Evolution, let me know. I'm already working on trying to 5-star an island with just Struthiomimus. It's going to be kind of hard to do that, but I'm trying. We got the site beat that I'm still working on. I know I keep saying that, but I am working on it. Don't you guys worry about it. And yeah, so let me go ahead and just kind of even out all of this, the entire sandbox. Now, this is going to be the first terrain technique. Is you take water, sides all the way up, take your water, and you literally paint the entire thing water. I like to remove my trees first, and what this does is this gives you a base level for your entire sandbox. It doesn't get everything perfect, but it does a base level. And you can come over here and remove the water, and everything's perfect. There's no more hills or anything like that. And furthermore, if you go over here, see how it just destroys that hill and it evens everything out. Now if the hill's too high, it'll go up to a certain limit, and we can kind of use that to our advantage. So let me just go ahead and clear all these trees, fill this up with water, and take all the water away, and I'll see you guys on the other side of this really quick time lapse.
Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
Past that.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now? No, I can't. Why? We missed it. When? Just
All right, so now that takes just a couple minutes. I mean, anybody can do that. You can do it on console. You can do it, on PC. It's not very hard. It just takes a little time, a little finagling to get it, all the water pushed up to the edge and to get as much of the sandbox as you want. Right now, I'm just adding shrubbery. You don't have to do this, but before every single sandbox build, I do cover the map in water and then take it back up. And why do I do that? It's because, well, it minimizes terrain constraints. It gives you an equal footing on the entire map to build as you please without having to worry about hills or terrains or anything like that. And you can make your own hills and your own terrains the way you see fit. And that's what we're going to do. But right now, I like the shrubbery just because everything looks too clean. I've got to add that. It's just me. I'm sorry. I don't know. Just take a couple seconds. Alright guys, okay, so I know I missed a couple spots here and there, but whatever, and this isn't necessarily necessary for what we're going to do, but it helps pull off some of the extra, I guess, realism effect, because there's not much you can do as is, but what can we do? I'm going to show you that. We're going to start with something basic, and then we're going to move up. Since we got a lay of the land, and now we removed all the trees, leveled the whole thing out, and we minimized all terrain constraints in the future, we're going to be able to see just exactly what we can do. So since we're just getting started, we want to know what our terrain can do and can't do, right? So anybody who's ever getting started in this game, or if you're looking to get into some decent terrain type of techniques and skills, go ahead and move over to your terrain and grab the raise slope. And what we're going to do is we're going to raise the slope. We're going to take the slope all the way up, and we're going to take the terrain, raise it all the way up, pick your radius. You can go up as high as you want on the radius, because I mean it's not small, medium, or large. It's large, jumbo, colossal. We need a small and a medium one, but let's take the largest one for now, and we're just gonna go up. We're gonna go up, and we're just gonna keep going up. If you do these little circular motions, eventually you can get the terrain to kind of rise a little bit higher. And if you go up to the edges like this, the more terrain it has around it, the higher the terrain will go slightly. Ever so slightly. Okay, now if you're not starting on a higher tiered plane like this over here, see, maybe we can get this just a little bit higher. Just ever so slightly. But that's really about as high as it'll go, guys. You're not going to get like any huge mountains, any builds like that. It's just not going to happen. Now, let's see how low we can go. Okay. Let's come over here and let's just go low. And that's about as low as we can go, okay? Not very low at all. Alright, so okay, that being said, we know that we have forest, we have grass, I guess shrubbery, we have this high of a hill and this low of a trench. So what can we do with this? What can we build with this? Well, let me go ahead and show you. Here is one way that you can make a trench around an enclosure. Like in the movie, there's a ditch, a trench that runs along the T-Rex enclosure, and it's just, you know, an added thing to help it, you know, to keep it from getting out. Of course, it didn't stop it from getting out, but it's just an added thing that's not in the game, and probably should be, because you would have huge trenches around some of your larger dinosaurs and around most of your enclosures, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys just how we can possibly do that. Okay, so take your terrain tool and take your radius down. Take your lower tool and bring it, get some terrain like this, bring it all the way up, and then take your lower terrain tool and come right next to it. And you're going to go all the way around the edges just like so. Now this seems pretty obvious, but I'm going to show you a way to make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, now it's as low as it could possibly go, which kind of sucks, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and grab some water. We're going to fill this in as the best we possibly can right here. And get your little puddle going and drag it all the way across, just like so. And bring it all the way up to the edge of your tallest terrain. If you drag it back and forth like this, sometimes you can get your terrain up just a little bit closer. Just a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the water and we're going to remove it again. And this is going to give us a flat surface. Alright. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, we're going to take a path. Take like a cheap path, something like that. Place it right here. This is completely optional. You don't have to do this. You want to get as close as possible. Come back over with your terrain tool. Take your raise terrain tool and raise all this around the edge as high as possible. Because a lot of times it will conform to your path a certain amount if you go to towards the edge and you don't raise the path along with it. Let's go ahead and lower this area just a little bit. Sometimes that'll happen. And then just drag your lower tool and go all the way around the walkway. All the way around the walkway. Just like that. And you see how the terrain on this side isn't going down, but the terrain on this side is going down, and it's making like an extra little gully. So now what you're going to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to raise this right here. You're going to go all the way around the edges. Just like so. Maybe you take your radius all the way up, that'll help. Ooh, uh-oh. This needs to stay down. Stay down. If you get your radius too far over, that's why I use a small one. If you get your radius too far over, it will definitely raise your path up. You don't want that to happen. Small radius, we'll stick with that. Take your water tool, level this off, take your water away, I'm going to take a fence, add your fence. Take a smaller fence, layer it right about here. Now you just want to do a little extra tooling. Take your lower tool, lower as much as you can, as far as you can, without really affecting the fences too much. And now I'll showcase it at the end, but this is kind of like an easy way to make like an enclosure, an enclosure with a ditch. You don't have to have this path here at all. This path isn't needed, but it does kind of help give like a concrete-esque effect, and you can kind of connect a path all the way around multiple areas. See, just like that. And if you was to have this path go all the way around, it'd kind of look like concrete, and you can take this fence and kind of drag it all the way to the edge. I think that's what we'll do here, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Then you take your trees. Pop your trees right along here. Pop your trees right along here. And now this is the path where the guests will actually walk, right about here. And of course it took away every single tree. Now see, that looks like a proper trench. And it's not, I'd have to connect the rest of this cheap path here. And it's not ideal, I'd definitely like to have actual trenches in the game. That'd be kind of cool. But it gives that kind of effect, and it's just like an extra thing to add to your enclosure, an extra barrier, a different kind of barrier between an extra set of gates, between the dinosaur and your park guests. So it's definitely worth a thought, and this path down here is definitely not needed. You don't have to have it whatsoever. So if they had dirt, that'd be really cool, or sand. And this kind of mimics sand or concrete, however you want to look at it, 'cause it technically is concrete. It's a path. But you guys get the idea. It'd be kind of cool if you can leave this little square open right here and put some planters in here. That'd be really nice. But you can't do that, hopefully, with these updates. Maybe so. And yeah, let's talk about the updates real fast. I know a lot of you guys kind of give me a hard time in the thing, but let's be honest. It's been 15 years from JPOG, and then they hype up this game. And then give it to us in a broken state that's not finished, and then we don't hear anything for a month. And the excuse is the one person was on vacation. Well, don't tell me that person wasn't on social media. It's not hard to just. Let's just be honest. It's not hard to tweet. It's not hard to make a tweet. It's not hard to do anything. There's multiple people in a communication team. It's just an excuse. I want more than just bug fixes. I want the game that we deserve. Is the entitlement? Is it entitlement? Maybe it is. But after 15 years of JPOG, you come jump on our hype and just jump on our 15-year wait time and gone. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Not as a Dinophile, not as a Dino fan. It makes me sad. I don't like that. But I'm optimistic. Hopefully they'll roll out all kinds of updates, water DLC, decorative items. Maybe they'll give us some herding, some raptor pack hunting. Maybe we'll get some different animations, some socializing, some actual socializing instead of them just murmuring back and forth to each other. I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and showcase a different type of terrain build, because while this is cool and you can kind of see the effect we're going for, and people could probably make it a lot better than I can, You know, this is kind of cool, but this is simple. This is simple. Let's go ahead and do something a little bit better. Okay, so we'll come over here where this raised area is already, I guess, raised for us. And we're just going to continue that out. We're going to make it as high as we can possibly make it. Make our radius big. And I'll show you exactly what we're going to do, guys. Come on, get it up here. Let's go. Okay, so you see what I did with the terrain here? We've got 3 tiers of terrain. We've got a high, medium, and a low tier terrain. Now this is good for a couple of things. You can make a nice path, a nice walkway, and next to a dinosaur enclosure, or this is a really cool way to incorporate your gyrosphere station. Because it has multiple levels of tiers, and you can see this in my full park build that I have. At the top level of the gyrosphere enclosure, you can kind of look out onto the rest of it and see everything else. Now this looks kind of a little janky, so we can use the water tool to kind of even it all out. But we start from the top first, and you have to kind of find a good puddle. You have to get a puddle going somehow. There we go. There we go. Almost got it. There we go. Just even it out. Even it out. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's our top layer. That's our top layer. Now let's come over here and get this. Now, a Gaming Beaver and both Hot Cup of TV has done something like this, but I'm not sure if they've really incorporated the gyrosphere station or the pathway like I want to do and made it like an actual 3-tiered area. I mean, we didn't extend this out far enough, and you come over here with our raise slope tool and just raise this up out this way. Raise it up, raise it up. And we take our water tool and there we go. Nice. Now we have 3 tiers. Technically 4. You can take something down here like that. And now what are we going to do? We're going to take a little bit of this water away. We're going to come over here and do something like that. Take all this away over here. Take that away. Take most of this away. You want to leave a little puddle, you know what I mean? You want to leave just a little bit to make it look nice. This can kind of be like the main source of water here, but we'll take most of it away. Now, immediately what I would do next is I would take my forest tool and I would cover this entire thing in forest. Cover the entire thing in forest. Now, what does this do? Well, this kind of gives you that canopy effect. You see how in the background, the little, I guess, artistic shaped trees that you see like the canopy, this kind of mimics that effect and it kind of tapers down. And you can leave it like that as a backdrop to your park if you kind of want to make it look like it goes off into the mountains. But what I like to do is I like to just use it to connect paths and keep trees around that path. Okay, see, now look what we've done. This is kind of nice. We could theoretically, if there wasn't a barrier up here, extend this fence around, leave it open, extend it down this way, and it can be one whole enclosure, and you can have a path leading up all the way through the middle of it. And I can show you real quick. We just, let's say, and you, of course, so the path they're walking through, you want that to be see-through. Because there's probably going to be a lot of herbivores in here, being as it'd be a gyrosphere enclosure. And unfortunately, on this particular file, I don't have the gyrosphere unlocked yet, so I couldn't put that down. But I did put the little viewing gallery just so you can kind of get the effect. And then we'll come over here with the heavy fence, connect that through. You put another gyrosphere station or viewing gallery and have different dinosaurs based in different halves, you know, different gyrospheres, different paths, different, I guess, trails you could take. Maybe connect that to that. Come over here, connect that to that. And then boom, you have a path that goes through the middle of an enclosure. Come over here, you can take some of this forest out as you see fit. Just to kind of help you wind your gyrosphere path through, which would, you know, kind of take away some tree as you go. Now look at that. If you was to come out here on the top, you would be able to see down into the entire area. Of course, given the trees were gone. That's a nice little terrain tip to do. This is kind of like a 3-tiered terrain enclosure. And you can also bring like the trench idea over and stuff like that. But that's pretty much the extent of what we can do. There's other things that you could do, but it's really not, you know, I guess it's really not that serious. But what happens whenever you do raise like terrain all the way up like this, and then you put trees up around it, it does kind of make like a little gully. And if you guys really wanted to, you could, I guess, theoretically, let's come over here and we're just going to raise all this up right here. Going to raise it all up. Raise it all up on one side. We're going to do the same to the other side. And we're going to go lower right here in the middle. As much as you possibly can. I mean, you gotta really lay it on thick because it doesn't go down very far. And you take your water tool. Come on, water tool. Oh wait, we're not. Okay, no wonder. There we go. I want to make that as sharp as possible. And take our water tool away. Come back on this side. Alright, and there you technically have a valley. This is kind of a valley. I don't want to call it a canyon because the slopes are not steep enough to be a canyon like the mountain up here. But it is nice. It does kind of do the trick. And if you was to just theoretically have an enclosure, let's just say, alright, so let's just pretend like this is an enclosure here, right? So that would be a valley. You could call this Gallimimus Valley. You could it's or whatever valley you want it to have. You know, it's technically a valley with the raised up edges. So this isn't some basic stuff, guys. Like that's really all we can do with the terrain tools. There's not a whole lot of tricks. So hopefully with some of the future updates coming, hopefully they'll be rolling out soon, and we'll get a whole bunch of them, a whole lot of soon, and hopefully it'll be great. Know what I'm saying, man? Know what I'm saying? Okay, I am truly excited. I don't want to sound down, but I am reserved. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to, people hate on me for hyping the game, and then when I say I'm not going to get my hopes up, I'm not going to hype it, people hate on me then. So. It is what it is. I'm just going to be reserved. I'm not going to expect a whole bunch out of any of the updates. I'm going to, I guess, hope for the best and expect the worst, right? Or prepare for the worst, hope for the best. However that saying goes. Anyways, don't forget, guys, I'm in the comment section after every single video. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
You had me at hello.
Oh, baby, you got what I need.